As a psychiatrist, I often hear people say that the things they love still exist, but the enjoyment is gone. Their favorite food tastes the same, their friends are still funny, their favorite song is still playing. They know they should enjoy these things, but somehow they just don't. That experience has a name: anhedonia. It means losing interest or pleasure in things that would normally feel rewarding, and it can be one of the most troubling symptoms of depression. In this video, I will talk about anhedonia. People often think depression simply means feeling sad, but depression can be very different from that. For some people, the biggest problem is not sadness at all. It is feeling emotionally flat. Nothing excites them, nothing feels particularly rewarding. They may describe it as, I'm doing everything I normally do, but I'm getting nothing back from it. Imagine going out for dinner with friends. You talk, you smile, you join in, and from the outside, you might look completely fine. But inside, there is almost no enjoyment. You are not necessarily miserable. You just feel nothing. Or imagine someone who has played football every Sunday for 10 years. They used to look forward to it all week. Then depression develops, and suddenly getting dressed and leaving the house feels like an enormous effort. Even when they force themselves to go, the enjoyment they remember simply is not there. This can also happen in relationships. I've heard parents say, I know I love my children, but I don't feel the same enjoyment when I'm with them. That can produce enormous guilt. But losing that feeling of pleasure does not mean they have stopped loving their children. It can just be a symptom of depression. Recent research looked specifically at this problem. Instead of simply asking whether treatment makes depression better overall, we should be asking a more focused question: does treatment actually bring pleasure and enjoyment back? The encouraging finding was that treatments for depression did improve anhedonia compared to placebo, usual care, or no treatment. In other words, this symptom can get better. But there was an interesting catch. The improvement in anhedonia appeared to be smaller than the improvements seen in depression symptoms overall. And that might explain something many people describe to me during their recovery. I'm better, but I don't feel like myself. Their sleep may have improved. They may have been getting out of bed again. They may be working, eating, talking to people. They might even say that depression is much better. But their favorite music still sounds flat. Seeing friends still feels like an obligation. Food still does not excite them. They are functioning again, but the enjoyment has not fully returned. That is important because if we only ask, is your depression better? We might miss a major part of how someone is actually feeling. Perhaps one could also consider, are you enjoying anything again? Are you looking forward to anything? Did anything make you laugh this week? Did you feel satisfaction after finishing something? Did spending time with someone you care about actually feel good? Did you feel engaged? Researchers also looked at different treatments, but they did not find convincing evidence that any one particular treatment was clearly better for anhedonia. So, this research does not give us a magic treatment specifically for bringing pleasure back. What it does tell us is that anhedonia deserves much more attention as a symptom in its own right. It also explains why telling someone with depression, just do something you enjoy, can completely miss the point. They may already be doing those things. The problem is that those activities are no longer producing the same feeling of reward. Think about your favorite restaurant. Imagine going there, ordering exactly what you love, taking the first bite, and feeling absolutely nothing. You remember enjoying it before. You know you normally love it, but the reward simply is not arriving. Now imagine that happening not just with food, but with music, exercise, hobbies, sex, friendships, achievements, and time with people you love. That gives you some idea of why anhedonia can be so disabling. And it is also why recovery from depression is not only about feeling less bad. For many people, real recovery also means slowly beginning to feel good things again. So, if somebody with depression tells you nothing makes me happy anymore, do not dismiss that as simply another way of saying they feel low. They may be describing something very specific, anhedonia, And perhaps one of the most useful questions we can ask during recovery is not simply, am I feeling less depressed? It is, am I starting to enjoy my life again? Please subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this video. The more subscribers I have, the more YouTube gives me the ability to make more creative videos. Like it, share it, tell it. Tell it to all the people you know, and thank you for watching.